Hi everyone, how are you? In today's video, I want to show you how easy it is to propagate succulents. I've recently expanded some of the area in my basement, added a couple shelves, and got some lights, but I'll talk about some more of that in a later video. But we went on a shopping trip and I did pick up quite a few plants. We just had a freakishly warm day and I had the opportunity, so I grabbed the opportunity when I could. They were just irresistible. So I've got some, but I want to show you how easy it is to make new plants from the succulents that you purchase. Traveling with a whole lot of plants really steams up your windows. Look at that. The windows are just steamed up. This is so weird. Well, I admit maybe I went just a little overboard when I added it to everything downstairs, but I've got a lot of shelves now ready for a lot of plants. But today we're going to concentrate on just this Sedivaria that I purchased, jet beads. And what I first did is get one of these little seedling trays, and I have filled it full of the cactus medium that you buy strictly for succulents. Now I like to add coarse sand to this regular cactus potting soil. I like to add a lot of coarse sand to be sure that I have really great drainage. The thing that kills most succulents and cactus is too much watering. So I don't feel that it can really drain adequately unless you really overdo your medium that you put in there to help drainage. So I've got this all kind of incorporated into that cactus soil, and the particular tray is a couple inches deep. I think I didn't exactly measure it, but it's deep enough so that it can grow a lot of roots before you actually do need to transplant. Now some of these I'll transplant maybe before they actually need it, just because I'm anxious to get them in some cute little cups. Okay, now here I've got the tray over under the grow lights. I may have to make some adjustment to the height of this light, how far it is above this seedling tray, but I'll check on that and work on that later. Now I did go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit more of my coarse sand across the top of it, just so that I won't have any danger of any of the succulents touching any of the medium that would make it be more tend to rot. So what I'm going to do, this Sedivaria jet beads that I've just purchased, you can see there were a lot of little dropped leaves right there on the surface. I'm going to start with that. That's how simple and easy it is. When you purchase a plant, if there are little leaves that are dropped onto the surface, just while it's still dry and kind of the inner packings of that plant, just go ahead and upend it, dump those into your hand or in some kind of a little tray, and get those so that you can plant them. Don't discard those. Be sure that you mark the plant and indicate what type it is. I've made the stick with the name on it. Now look at these ones that I've poured into my hand. I'm going to try to focus on those little seedlings that are trying to grow, but a lot of those little leaves that have dropped down into the base of the plant, they've already started to sprout. That's how easy it is. All you need to do is lay those out onto a soil surface. One of these trays that I have prepared is going to be for all my succulent dropping leaves that I can propagate. I will also pull some leaves of some of the ones I want to propagate, because I can make new plants within a month or so, have a nice little growing plant. So I've made an additional little stick with the name, and I'm going to place all of these little tiny growing tips along that stick so that I don't lose track of which plant is which, because I will, as you'll see later on, I'll have several more leaves lying down in the top of this medium so that I can sprout those also. There were a few others I bought, and I'll probably do a full video on all the ones that I've purchased. But it looks like those are the dried up things and the little tops of the sand and perlite that may have come out of that. But those are all my little growing tips. I can have, what is that, about 7, 8 plants that I can grow. And if they'll live, I'm good to go. So I'll line them all up along the little stick so I don't lose track of the name. And then in a moment when I can get the camera to focus, I want to show you close up so you can see the tiny little tips that are already growing. I would call it a pretty decent sized little growth tip coming out. It looks just like the mama plant or the daddy plant, depending on if mine is a male or female. I think I've started referring to this one as a he, so this one must be the daddy plant. I'm pretty pleased with this. I think I'll have quite a few more plants after this. Now I will probably leave this dry at least for a couple of days, and then I may just gently mist the sand around there to try to get the roots to try and grow down into the surface. Let's see if I can get a focus on that. I don't know if you can see those little tiny tips growing. Look at that one there. Long roots are coming out of there because it will start searching for water. And now here's the daddy plant, all exhausted from his experience, and I'm going to go ahead to water him now, and I'll just put it in the dish underneath and let him wick up from the soil. Let it be wicked up into the plant instead of pouring it directly onto the plant itself. I think this works best for him. Now I've top dressed with the little tiny gravels that I purchased for that. I really think they add and make the plant look really pretty, but you can purchase those at a lot of the garden centers. Soil cover gravel from I think this was Lowe's. 5 pounds for a little more than $5. So I've got him all top dressed. I think he looks really good. And that got all of the sprouting leaves out from under him. And I've tried to clean off all of the little hangers on that were dried up and bad. But there we go. And that is my Sedaveria hybrid, which is jet beads. Now I do have quite a few other plants that I've gotten recently, but we will be going into that later, along with some of my hypertufa cups that I want to plant them into. But that will be in a later video.